Hi, I'm Alyson the Crocheter.
And I'm Vivian the Knitter, and this is the Keep Calm and Carry Yarn podcast.
Hello, and welcome to episode 108 of Keep Calm and Carry Yarn. This is a knitting and crochet podcast brought to you by me, Alyson, and my mom, Vivian. I'm coming at you from Scotland.
And I'm recording from Michigan. You might also know me from Pearl and Plum, where I make and sell project bags for knitters and crocheters. And my daughter is the fabulous publisher behind the independent magazine Moorit. Thanks so much for joining us, whether you're listening on a podcast app or watching us on YouTube. Hello.
Hi, everyone. It's been a while. We're on our, not a summer break, but a summer chill. We're doing slightly less episodes over the summer because it's busy.
Summer is busy. Sorry, I was just, my camera was tilted, so I just adjusted it.
I see.
So, yeah, the last time we spoke was the end of June, but that was July's podcast. So a lot has happened. Yes. So, yeah.
Yes.
Summer stuff, summer things, summer activities, just busy, busy, busy. We have a couple of thank yous. Yep. So, Naughty on Ravelry said hello. Her name is Leanne, and she didn't realize that you were the Alyson of Moorit. And when she started listening, she realized that you were the Alyson of Moorit. So she says hello. And also Mia Crochets. Mia, MIACROCHETSS. She says hello as well. So hello.
On Ravelry as well?
On Ravelry, yes.
Hi, you two, and everybody else. It's I'm in a tank top today. This is my strawberry shortcake tank top.
Looks more
not in strawberry shortcake colors. But it's actually properly been warm here in the 70s.
We just came
Hot
out
of
our heat wave where it was in the 90s for a few days. 90s and humid, so I was not a happy camper, but it's better yesterday and today, so I'm happier now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, will we talk about our woolies?
Yes, let's jump right into it. What do you have for us, sweetie?
I feel like I don't have a lot to show for the amount of time we've been away, but you remember the assigned color pooling that we both are working on?
Of course.
Of course. Well, I have kind of started again, and I've gone a bit off-piste. So if people remember, this was sort of the assigned color pooling. The base color was sort of a beigey gray, and then the pops of color.
No, it was not beigey gray. It was very beigey beige. Beigey beige.
Beigey beige. I feel like it's a cool beige.
No, it's definitely for my eyes. It's definitely a very warm beige. Yes.
Okay. Well, so those colors are just not our colors. So I have introduced another color to kind of break it up.
It looks nice.
I don't know. I think, does it look better?
It does. You know what? Since you are striping your yarn with like a dark navy, it looks black on the screen, or it looks like gunmetal gray on the screen. I can see why you're saying that it was a gray beige, because it makes it look more gray, but without it, it's definitely a very warm beigey beige. But you know what it reminds me of?
What?
Mary Engelbreit, the artist with all the cherries, and she likes to use black and white checks or stripes with her cherries. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Vaguely. Used to have the Mary Engelbreit wall calendars.
Yeah, and I had some of her little tins and stuff lying around my sewing room.
Anyway, So what I have done is I'm still doing the assigned color pooling with the same color. So I've got the little baubles of the red, orange, but I'm striping it with a different color. So this is a Olan yarn, which is an Irish dyer. So sort of variegated, speckly. Don't really know. I guess the base is a. I mean, it is in person, like very. I don't know. Is variegated the right word for that?
Yeah, it looks like it's like, it's like kettle dyed where it has like variations. But then it's got a little bit
Yeah.
pops of different colors too. I see green and is it pink or purple?
Yeah,
And
so I
some
would say
lighter
the
bits.
base is a sort of navy, darkish blue, but yeah, that is very tonal. It goes from a dark to a light, but then there's pops of a rusty color, yellows and purples and reds and whatnot. So I'm doing one row of that and one row of the assigned color pooling, which is the Barker Wools yarn. So yeah, so I've got my stripes and then the pops of color. And the way I've done it, so I've decided to do Tunisian crochet instead now. But it's more intuitive to do the bobbles on your forward pass, I think. Yeah. Than on your return pass. But I've managed to do it on both, and they have to do them ever so slightly differently. But because of that, the bobbles don't always sit on top of its own row, like the beige row. Sometimes it kind of sits on the blue row.
Yeah,
instead.
I like that. It breaks it up a bit.
So it's kind of like intermixed.
Can I see the
Originally I thought I would do Sorry?
Go ahead.
The back?
Yeah, the back.
The back looks like that.
Oh, the back looks nice and neat.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as striped because doing like the forward and return passes, the colors sort of bleed together. But originally, so I was doing it on the diagonal because I thought I would do a rectangle scarf. But so that the stripes were going diagonally on it at a 45-degree angle. But I only have the one skein of the blue, so I don't have enough to do a rectangle. So I'm going to carry on making it a triangle. And so in this triangle, if you're wearing it as a shawl, the stripes are horizontal. But I didn't really like that. Like I wanted something a little bit like off kilter. So I'm going to do two halves, like make this half of it. So I'm going to work this until I only have half of the blue, and then I'm going to do the other half. So I'm going to turn this on its side. So that basically this will go this way. Yeah, I don't know how to show it this way. So it will still go diagonally. So this will be half of the shawl like this.
Oh, I see. So
and then the other half will be going this way.
You're gonna put two triangles together, and
but rather than making it symmetrical, so because you can do it, I could have done it like if I wanted it like a V.
But you said you're gonna work that triangle until you run out of blue. So what are you gonna do on the other side?
No, half.
Oh, half
of the blue.
Okay, I see.
Because then I'll have half to do the.
So you'll have like two. Was it the tall triangles, but they're leaning up against each other on the tall sides? Is that like a right? Sort of. Is that yeah? I don't know how else to explain it.
I don't know how. But basically, because I could have done if I had thought about it beforehand in terms of how I wanted to do it. If I wanted to make a shawl where the stripes were kind of going in a V where they meet in the middle, I wouldn't need to do that in two pieces. So I'm not actually going to do that. I'm not going to make the stripes in a V. So on this half, the stripes are on the diagonal, and I think on the other half, I'm going to make the stripes going vertically.
Oh, I see.
So basically, my rows are going to be going kind of sideways from here. So because I'm doing Tunisian, I can pick up my loops on this side.
Okay. Like picking up stitches on a knitting piece, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll start wide and then
get
narrow
smaller
and decrease on one side on one side.
Okay, neither of us are using the pattern that we bought.
Yes, I'm not using the pattern I bought at all. So because I switched to the Tunisian crochet now, I'm doing there's lots of different Tunisian like ribs. This one was described as a rib, but it maybe looks like one a little bit, but it doesn't function like one at all. It's not stretchy, or any stretchier than regular Tunisian. So it looks like that. This is what it looks like upside down.
Okay.
So you can kind of see the V's that are meant to mimic.
I think hopefully
so it's actually this is the right side.
The camera that you're recording on, I'm sure has a better picture, but the camera that I'm looking at you from is kind of blurry. But it looks good. Looks good.
Yeah. So there's sort of like an upside down V. That would be the sort of rib, and then there's another stitch in between them. And the way that you do it is you work a simple stitch and then a kind of like backwards reversed simple stitch. So normally, you've got your your loop that you put your hook through, and that's just your simple stitch. You kind of just put it through. Normally, the way you're going, so if I'm right-handed, the hook goes through from right to left, because that's the direction I'm working in, and then I pull up a loop. But to do a reverse one, you have to put in the hook the opposite direction, and then pick up a loop. So because the way you do that, it kind of pushes the loop in the opposite direction. So you've done one normally, and the loop kind of goes that way, but you've done the other one opposite, so the loop goes that way, and they kind of meet in the middle and form that upside down V.
So definitely something that you can't do in the dark.
No, definitely something you cannot do in the dark. And it took me a second to kind of figure it out, because you kind of have to, even when you're putting your hook, in the opposite direction, there's still two different ways to pull the yarn through that loop. There's like one where you kind of pull it from the top, and one where you pull it from the bottom, and they do different things. It's hard to explain. I had to watch.
That's almost like
you're
using like a yarn over where it's clockwise, or a yarn over that it's counterclockwise when you're pulling it through.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference. Well, it looks a lot nicer than
in our opinions.
Yeah. Well, I only have one whip, and it's not that one. It's not my assigned color pulling. It is actually a new whip. Oh, and I left it over here. And for the few people that like to see our cat cameos, there's one right behind me, right there. She's on my cutting table. Okay, I started a new sweater, and this was, and I realized this last night when I was texting a friend. So, this is a totally peer pressure project. Just like the assigned color pulling. Actually, I am liking it. It's just like, oh, I can't believe I got pressured into doing this. I'm kind of
roped into it.
Yeah. So this is the Sailaway cardigan by Marie Green, and this is how much I've actually done quite a bit, because we haven't spoken to each other in so long. This is a cardigan. The one I'm working on is a DK weight cardigan. With a circular yoke, and it looks like it's color worked with two colors. Like it looks from a distance, it looks like it's stranded. So when my knitting friends were talking about doing this knit along, I was like, yeah, I'll pass. But
you don't like doing color work flat.
No, I don't. And also, I was thinking I don't need to do another color work sweater. This is officially a 4-day knit along that Marie Green does. I think her business name is Olive Knits or something like that. And she starts it on July 1st, and she releases like clues, or not clues, like parts of the pattern for 4 days. And at the end of the 4 days, if you've been knitting 24/7, you have a sweater. So obviously, most people don't knit it in 4 days. And my friends originally wanted to start it July 1st, but then somebody was going to be out of town, and then somebody else was going to be out of town. So we didn't actually start it until the middle of July. And so the color work is not actually stranded. It is done with slip stitches. So, and also with slip stitches and also like small cables, and between the slips, excuse me, between the slip stitches and the cables, it's supposed to look like sails, but I don't really see it. Other than they look more like X's to me, or maybe upside down V's. But anyway, I was intrigued by the description, so I said, okay, fine, I'll do it. So I didn't really have to buy a whole lot of yarn because I bought way too much yarn for Madeline's folklore cardigan. Yeah, so I only had to buy one more skein of this undyed yarn from Knit Picks, and then I did end up buying two skeins of the navy blue that I'm working with. So yeah, in the camera it looks almost like it's black, but it's actually navy blue. But yeah, so I'm actually pretty happy with it. The only thing I've done differently so far is I didn't make the ribbing like 3 inches long because I don't have a swan-like neck.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the only. So there's two different versions. There's the 2-color version that she calls the Coastal Grandma, and then there's a 3-color version where the body is a dark color, and there's 2 different contrast colors.
Right.
So that one's pretty too, but because I didn't want to buy, I didn't really want to buy a lot of yarn because I'm going to 2 different yarn festivals in the near future.
Yeah.
So that was my impetus. Yeah, hopefully I'll have this done.
I'll be interested to see how the top part that's not actually color work like blocks out too, because it almost looks like a checkerboard pattern from a distance.
Oh. It does look like a checkerboard pattern in the distance. But
so you got like kind of stripes of mock checkerboard, and then or a section of mock checkerboard and then stripes checkerboard.
Yeah,
stripes,
but as you come close to it, you can see that they're more like V's. Yeah, maybe I'll bring it with me in September. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
it depends on how much room I have. How much room I want in my luggage. How much empty space I'm going to.
How much you're going to buy.
Yeah, that's it. So maybe I won't bring it. We'll see. We shall see. But the funny thing is, I'm using the sleeve. No, the gauge swatch that I made for the Grand Forks sweater. I'm using it as a yarn bra or a yarn sock. So I just sewed the end. Like I just sewed the bottom because I made the gauge swatch in the round, and you're asking me, what are you gonna do with that? So this is what I'm doing with it. I sewed the bottom, and I thread a ribbon through the top, so it'll cinch close, and that's my little yarn bra.
Yeah, nice. Yarn sack,
yarn bra, yarn sock.
Yarn bra. Do people call it a yarn bra?
Yeah, there are people that call it a yarn bra. They're usually made out of like a t-shirt material. I don't know. That's just what people call it.
There's only one. I mean, yeah, some people can have one breast, but it's unusual to find a one-boobed bra.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what people are calling it. So or yarn. Okay,
I've never heard that before.
So yeah, that's the only whip I have.
Oh my god.
You know what that
means.
I
just expected you to have more. You have a lot of FOs. Because definitely would have expected you to have more whips than that, because we haven't spoken in a while, but then again, we haven't spoken in a while, so you probably finished a lot of things.
Yeah. I can't even
before we go
ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say before we go into the FOs, we've got our BuzzFeed quiz.
Yes. And this one is another food one.
But it is like summer themed. The
Yeah.
ice cream sundae you make will reveal what type of friend you are.
Because who doesn't love ice cream? Love ice cream.
Yeah, I had some ice cream today. I paid too much money for ice cream yesterday. It was like artisan gelato, and I mean the one scoop was fine, but Sam got two scoops, and it was just a very expensive ice cream.
Guess what? There's something wrong with my iPad because it erased the results again.
Okay, well you take it, and
it's
I'll say what I am.
It's a short one,
kind of
so okay,
yeah.
you go ahead.
So the type of friend that I got is the shy one.
Oh.
You're the more reserved friend in the group, and although you're comfortable with the people you're closest to, it takes time to warm up. Going out in public or generally being extroverted is your nightmare, but that's okay. I think that might have been true of me at one point, but not anymore.
Like in high school.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty on point for me. I got the mom friend. You always have hand sanitizer and baby wipes with you, and you take care of your friend group 24/7. You make sure everyone is accounted for, and without you, plans would never go quite as smoothly. You're a great comfort to those around you. Well, it is true that I usually have hand sanitizer and baby wipes in my car anyway.
What's the picture that goes with yours?
It is a mom holding a baby in a field of foxgloves, I think, or something. It's not lavender.
Mine's a little puppy hiding under a bench. The reason I asked is because I think the thumbnail of the quiz from when you sent me the link was a pic. It looked like it said "mom friend."
Oh, really?
But it was a picture of Stranger Things, the boy.
Really?
the older one that's always ends up babysitting the kids.
Oh, yeah, I see.
What's
It's
his name?
Steve. Yeah, here's the picture.
Steve, yeah.
Let's see if
and he's the mom friend.
He is the mom friend, yes.
Yeah.
Steven and Dustin.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
I just zoomed in on the ice cream, and that looks like a Dairy Cream ice cream, which I'm not super fond of. Dairy Queen ice cream. I prefer my non-soft serve ice cream.
I do. I am partial to just a vanilla soft serve in a cone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not even in a good cone, just in those like wafery cones that taste like cardboard. I don't know why, but that is like, if I'm gonna get soft serve, that is what I want. The plainest soft serve imaginable. Anyway.
Okay.
Ice cream. Okay.
Did you want to go through any
what
of the
was
answers?
your base flavor between chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, or Neapolitan, aka all three of them?
I actually picked vanilla because if I'm going to put stuff in it, I want vanilla. If I don't want stuff in it, I'm going to pick chocolate.
But no, it depends, because sometimes if it's all the right complementary stuff.
Well, I didn't know
I picked
what
chocolate.
the stuff was going to be, so I picked vanilla.
I scrolled down to check because I was serious about building my sundae.
You sure were. Okay.
Okay, and then your fun flavor was cookie dough, peanut butter, mint chip, or mango.
You're frozen. I picked mango. I love mango ice cream. So it's like the mango ice cream and the vanilla would kind of be like a creamsicle, but mango flavored creamsicle.
Yeah. And I can see how that wouldn't go with chocolate, but I went for a mint chip because that's like one of my favorites. Because I find especially when it's really hot, I don't want, I mean, mango would be fine, but when it's really hot, I don't actually want like chocolate ice cream or something that's really like sweet and creamy. And like mint chip is creamy, but at least it's got the mint that's refreshing. So it's still, ice cream rather than a sorbet. But it almost slipped out of my mouth. In the quiz, it says mint chip. And I now say, as the Brits say, mint choc chip.
Really? That's a thing? Okay.
Yeah. So would you just say mint chip or would you say mint chocolate chip?
Mint chocolate chip. Yeah, that's usually mint chocolate chip.
Mint chocolate chip.
And then the next topping, I actually picked the chocolate chips, but only on my vanilla side, not on my mango side.
I went for the cookie dough.
Yeah, I don't abide by cookie dough. I don't like cookie dough.
You don't like cookie dough ice cream?
No, I never ate cookie dough ice cream whenever we bought it for you guys.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's funny. I would have thought you would have liked cookie dough. The other options, yeah, marshmallows and sprinkles, I think, just don't really have a place in. Well, sprinkles waste time, doesn't taste like anything. Um, and marshmallows, yeah, take it or leave it.
About fruit.
I skipped the fruit because my particular ice cream sundae does not need fruit.
No, I went bananas because on the on the vanilla side because I know
So
I'm
basically,
gonna.
you've built a sundae on your vanilla ice cream, and then ours having mango on the side.
Yeah, it's just like glued onto it, but the stuff is on the vanilla side. And of
And then the
course,
last thing
I had
was
to
the
pick
sauce.
fudge. I had to pick fudge because I got
Okay.
vanilla ice cream.
Even though it didn't say hot fudge.
Fudge, hot
Just
fudge,
fudge.
doesn't matter. Some kind of chocolate sauce.
But fudge, yeah. But I feel like fudge is different than chocolate sauce, right? Like,
Well, a hot fudge. Yeah, I don't know if it's actually different.
I
It's
don't know.
thicker.
I
I feel
just
like
feel like
it's
it
definitely
tastes
thicker.
different.
It's
Yeah,
thicker.
it's
Not
better.
like the
It's just
Hershey
better.
syrup that you put on
Yeah.
your ice cream. Okay, and that's
Right.
how I got mom friend. I don't know how that relates to being a
But
mom
they've
friend.
determined
Yeah.
vanilla. Vanilla is probably the mom friend flavor. Okay.
Okay.
I don't really have any of those, so I'll go last. But
Okay,
what
I have a
FOs
bunch. I have a bunch. I have
do
a
you
bunch.
have?
I finished my float or my color pooling, assigned color pooling thing, and it looks like it doesn't look any different. I mean, I blocked it. The
Yeah.
yarn is very nice. It's very sheepy.
Yeah. Is it the Polworth that we got?
Maybe, but I do like the way it smells. I just don't like the color. It doesn't look too bad with my blue shirt.
Yeah, I mean, I think I do think with the blue it looks good, like which is why I kind of went with the blue for mine because that last time I put it on and I was wearing I think blue underneath.
Yeah.
I do think once it's all there, it does look a bit more like spots.
Yeah, like spots.
Especially on yours. No, not like face spots, just like polka dots, but irregular. And I think because the knitting is flatter, whereas mine was like a bobble.
Yeah, that's probably why I like yours because yours look more like a bobble and mine just looks like a bloody flower. A blood. I mean, the pattern was great. Not that I actually followed the pattern. I didn't. I mean, I just did it on a diagonal and it's a scarf. And the yarn is wonderful. Just not loving the color.
Yeah, it's just not our colors. But looks good though, like as a finished, like as a thing. Like
yeah.
You know.
It's nice. It's nice on my neck. It feels good. Okay. Okay, that's that.
Next.
My next FO is the Jaeger by Yarny and Carlos. It's the dickey. So it's got a turtleneck. It's so dark you can't even see. It's folded over. It looks kind of like a hot water bottle right now.
Yeah.
So it's got a turtleneck and it is color worked. There's a square in the front and a square in the back, and the shoulder seams are sewn together and wear it over your head. And it's a nice little neck chest warmer.
And you're giving that to Yaya?
I'm giving it to your Yaya, yes. Your grandfather. Because they live in Boston.
And that, yeah.
So
I mean, it's very hot now. But
I know, I can't even imagine. But yeah, I'll bring it with me to Boston next month or end of this month. So the pattern, the original pattern, the color work, so I knit it with a black background and white contrast. And the pattern asks for you to do all the contrast in pearls, and from the front it'll be pearls. So I did not have the headspace to do. If it was in the round, I might have been able to manage that, but I just did not want to deal with that. So I just did all of the color work just traditionally.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. So I mean, and then
Nice.
I don't know if I started this.
Did Yaya specifically
No,
want something like that?
no.
You just made it for him.
Yeah, because I've seen him wear scarves, so this is just go over his head.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
scarf that doesn't. You know what? He's so stooped over right now.
Yeah.
It's almost like a
Uh-huh.
90-degree angle. His back. I mean, he's practically looking on the ground
Yeah.
when he's walking
Yeah.
around. And I was just thinking
Over his neck.
like a scarf, and then he would step on it. So if it's just on the neck, then he's not
I
gonna
see.
step on it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And this one, I don't think I started it yet. It's called the BrichoeSis Hat by Raina K. Raina, and then the letter K. So it is a brioche hat. And I bought the pattern. Bless you. I bought the pattern. But then as soon as I bought it, I realized, oh, I already have it. I think she gave it away when she first released it. But for whatever reason, it wasn't showing up on my Ravelry. And so I bought whatever. I mean, it's fine. It's a beautiful pattern. I did have trouble with the
Brim?
the brim. So between, it's like the body of the hat, there's no like, other than changing the needle sizes, there's no like there's no stitch count different. And brioche being super stretchy, I did the brim like 3 times, and each time it was so big, like, this is ridiculous. It's never gonna work. It's never. So what I did was I decreased it by, I don't know, 24 stitches or whatever it was. And then the first row of patterning, that's not just the, where she has increases and decreases, I just didn't decrease. So it increased to the right amount.
Correct amount.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
So did you have to math that out though?
Well, yeah, it's like a 14 stitch repeat, and then something, whatever it was, I can't remember exactly. So I just had to do a little bit of math, and it wasn't complicated math. It's just like elementary math.
Yeah. And they look kind of like leaves.
Yeah. They kind of look like bulbs.
The colors?
I do love the color. They look kind of like tulip bulbs. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit. This is the yarn that I got from Ginger Twist, hand-dyed worsted weight. And one of my knitting friends that I Zoom with, she recently went to Edinburgh, and she was like showing off all the pictures, and she took a picture in front of Ginger Twist and sent it to us. So I knew she went there, and I asked her, oh, what'd you buy? And she showed me she also got some hand-dyed yarn, and that went ding ding ding. I haven't used my hand-dyed yarn yet that I got like almost a year ago. So that was why I decided to pull out my yarn. I still have quite a bit left to knit this hat, so I'll have enough to make another hat. So that is.
Do you make like matching mitts or something, or do you not really wear those?
I mean, mitts. Like, I don't think I would have enough for mitts.
One mitt.
Maybe a cowl. I would definitely have enough for a cowl. So my last FO.
Another FO.
Yeah, this is a really small one. So the yarn store that I used to go to in Virginia, they moved to a different space within the same shopping center, but into a much bigger space, and they have some like lighting thing unit where it's like grid, and there's like different like bulbs. Anyway, so they decided that they wanted to hang like Christmas ornaments out of different yarns, and they asked their customers to to donate some Christmas ornaments, and it was using one of the Lucy Fox knits patterns, and these Christmas balls are not knit. Usually when you knit a Christmas ball, you knit to about halfway and then you stick the ball in and then you finish knitting it with the ball inside, like the plastic ball inside, right? But these are done so that the top part is stretchy so you can stretch it over an ornament. And the size that the shop is using, the shop is called Dances with Wool, um, is the same size as a tennis ball. So I've been blocking them with my tennis ball.
Oh.
So that was the
Nice.
first one. It's just a plain one with a little bit of ribbing on top. And there's just another one. I only had one
What striped yarn?
with sock yarn. And here this one is with cables. And this one is plain. But I only have one tennis ball. So I can only show. Yeah. But they all fit on the tennis ball because I use the tennis ball to block the ornaments. But now that I've shown you guys, I can send it out to the store. And that will be my contribution.
So are they going to have those hung up like year round? Or just like
I think so, because it's not going to be Christmas colors. It's just going to be different yarn. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure because I haven't been there. But some of the ladies were talking about it. I was like, oh, I can do that. And I have plenty of sock yarn scraps.
Spare yarn.
Yeah. So that's that. What's your FO?
Cool. I don't have one.
You said you sort of have one.
I sort of have one because I'm going to talk about my magazine.
Oh, yes. This is we're going to be previewing issue 3 of Moorit.
Yes. So issue 3 of Moorit, which is currently available for pre-order, has been for a few weeks now. I don't actually have the finished magazines. I'm supposed to be getting the delivery tomorrow. Ooh. So by the time this podcast comes out, I'll have boxes and boxes and boxes in my flat. But I have a sort of
a mock-up,
a draft sample mock-up, printed out. So, ta-da!
Yeah, and
issue 3.
That is your design on the cover.
Yes. So the cover design is my actual design because I can do that because it's my magazine. No, but just I like the photos from my particular design. But easily, so many of the photos were cover worthy. So yeah, this is the cosmic themed issue. It's autumn winter. It's coming out on the 27th of September. Is like the official on sale date, but I've already got pre-orders from shops, and I know shops around the globe are taking pre-orders as well. And yeah, so just do a little like.
Do you still have the samples?
Flip of the inside. I do still have the samples. I have them right next to me, so I will show them to you.
Woo-hoo, it's so exciting.
My mom mentioned that she was going to be coming here in September. She's going to be helping me at the Perth Festival of Yarn. So I'll be at Perth. My mom will be at Perth. We'll be there both days. And I'll actually be selling physical copies of the magazine. So if you're at Perth, you can get your magazine copy in hand 2 weeks before the on sale date. If you've already pre-ordered it, you can pick up your copy as well, and I can refund you the shipping and all that. So you don't have to miss out. You don't have to worry about that if you think, oh no, I already bought it. So I'll start with my design because why not? And speaking of ginger twist, as in your hat, this is also ginger twist yarn. So this is Haumea, which is named after a planet in the Kuiper Belt, which is the asteroid belt, an asteroid belt in our solar system.
Oh, there's a planet there? In the asteroid?
There are like, yeah, so it's a dwarf planet.
Oh.
It's not like we learn about the asteroid belt that's in between, Jupiter and
out there somewhere.
What, Mars and Jupiter or something. I don't think that's the Kuiper Belt. I think the Kuiper Belt's even further.
I see.
But Haumea is a dwarf planet, and it's got a ring. It's the only object in the Kuiper belt that they've found so far that has a ring.
Ah.
And Haumea is named after a Hawaiian goddess of the same name.
Ah, I see. So of course
I
you
named it
picked
that
up.
because of the rings. And it's, yeah, so it's got color worked sort of stripes along the circular yoke. And I did it in intarsia so that it's sort of a two-tone jumper split vertically in half. And your colors sort of alternate.
Cool.
Tabs.
So is it so you have to piece it, or are you
No, it's intarsia, so it's all you have 2 balls of yarn that you're working.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So it's done in like turned rounds. So the inside you can see the color changes and stuff.
Oh.
The sleeves they very gently kind of bubble out and then come back in, and then at the waist it also very gently curves in.
So what is the weight of that yarn?
It is I think it's a worsted weight.
Oh, so it's quite cozy then.
Yeah, it's quite cozy. But that's the thing about people who say, crochet uses more yarn, it's dense, it's blah 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 whatever. And it does just depend on, your gauge and the yarn you use. And it is a heavy jumper, like there is a lot of yarn in it, but I think you can see like it still has a really nice drape.
Yeah.
It's not stiff.
It's not bulletproof.
Yeah, it's not bulletproof like my crocheted mittens are. And yeah, so it's just nice and cozy.
Oh, that's fabulous. You get to keep that because it's your design.
I get to keep it because it's mine. I might, what I might do though, once everything is all said and done, I might shorten the sleeves.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because it was made for the model who's taller than you.
It was made for the model who was taller than me. So I'll just run through. Let's do all the designs.
Yeah, but go for it.
We've got a colorwork cowl in 2 different colors. This is using Malabrigo yarn. Connected Cosmos, and the designer was inspired by binary star systems and Roche lobes.
Oh, nice.
Sciencey, but you can kind of see those are her stars and the Roche lobes around it.
Let me see.
And that's done with the waistcoat stitch or the split stitch that looks very much like knitting.
I like that green one. That
kind of scrunch down.
Which one do you have?
These are like Slytherin colors.
Oh, they are. You're right. So which one is the model wearing in the magazine?
Both.
Oh,
in the magazine we've got both. We got another sort of. I don't know if you would call this a cowl. I mean, I call it a cowl, but this is
Oh yeah, it's like a little cowl poncho-et.
Capelet thing. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
So it's close to the neck, but it's round and sort of sits on top of your shoulders like a cape, I guess. Yeah. It's got these corded rings.
Can I manage that one?
Yeah, I think so. This one's by Deanne Ramsey, Addie Day. And this one was by a new designer, Jayla Virgin Downey.
New to you.
I think this might be her first new, as in I think it's her first published design.
Oh, nice! So I like that color. It looks very icy.
Yeah, it's sort of an icy blue. This is Soul Wind. When the model was wearing this, I thought she looked very like statuesque. Just taller than me as well, just because this looked very elegant, like a little cape. So that's Soul Wind. We've got a really big shawl by a design duo in Spain, Masque Crochet Escuela. And so it's a really massive shawl. Wow. And they also used yarn from a Spanish dyer, Feliz y Punto.
Nice.
And it's a 2-tone shawl. It's quite lacy. And they also use front and back post stitches to create these sort of like rays coming off of it. It's a really big, like half circle shawl that's done in 2 different colors, half and half. I'll just carry on with the shawls. This one is called Fly Me to the Moon.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, so Star Trail is this one. So it's a smaller shawl. But we use Berlin Yarn Company yarn, who there was an article about them in the second issue, and it uses the star stitch.
Oh,
You can sort of see it. It's also called Marguerite stitch. So yeah, that's a nice, just small shawl.
say that 10 times fast.
Small shawl.
Yeah.
Another smallish shawl. So this shawl is Leonid, named after the meteor shower, and it's by Laurie Harrison, who also did D-side in issue 2. So it's Tunisian again, done in Tunisian knit stitch. And on the surface, it's kind of hard to see in this light, but there's sort of like just about a surface texture, which are like little shooting stars.
Yep.
And then she's written the pattern so you can do it as she's done it, but she's also included instructions on how you can use a random number generator so that it's completely unique to you, and it determines the placement of the shooting stars and the length of the tails, because, you know, as she says, humans like can't really create randomness ourselves, so to sort of help that.
Oh, that's a very cool idea.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. And there's one more Tunisian pattern. This is Guinan, which is a jumper.
Oh, that's beautiful.
By Abby Maid. She's an Australian designer. And so she's also used the assigned color pooling in Tunisian, but rather there are the sort of pops on the forward pass, but on the return pass, she doesn't do the pop and just lets it run through. So you've got a combination of sort of like pops and zips of color.
I like that.
Yeah, this one, I mean, seeing the pictures, like she sent me pictures beforehand, just didn't do it justice. Like the actual, it's got, yeah, it's really cozy.
Is that how you got your idea to do your shawl in Tunisian?
Yes.
So what's it called again?
Guinan. Ginan. And that's the name of a star. But as with lots of the sort of named planetary things, they're pulled from different mythologies. So obviously lots of Greek and Roman, but like with Haumea, Hawaiian, and for Guinan, which is a star in the Southern Cross, you know, the constellation that's on their flags and stuff, it's one of a few stars that are pulled from Aboriginal mythologies.
Because I never mind that. Tell you later.
So there's one more shawl by Helda, who's a UK designer.
Oh, that one's huge.
This is another really massive shawl. This is called Nebula. And it's just done in a linen stitch, so it's a very sort of mindful make, but switching out your sort of merino yarn with a Surrey alpaca.
Oh,
she has finished it with a nice lacy border and some beads. But this one is, yeah, I mean, this one I could just see being so nice in lots of different color combinations. And it's, yeah.
Very cozy, huh?
Very big. Yeah. And then, speaking of alpaca, I think this is the last one. This is the Arcus cardigan. And it's done with 2 different yarns held together. And it's got like a really wide batwing sleeve.
Oh, cute.
It's very light because it's the 2 yarns that held together. One is a lace weight, and then the other, well, they're both lace weight. So there's the alpaca one, and then the other one is, I think, merino and silk.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. It's got the buttons at the bottom. Although the model, when we were testing out the wardrobe, she came out with it upside down.
Oh,
I was
no.
like, you know what? Kind of works.
Let me see
But
it.
because of the way the
Upside
sleeves
down.
are done, because they're so wide, she was like, I don't understand. But it's because the sleeves kind of, there is no torso. You know, the sleeve goes all the way from the bottom to the top. So that's why you can put it on upside down and it's not really a big deal. So then the buttons would be like up here.
I kind of like that.
And yeah, I mean, what we should have done photos both ways.
Oh, that's so funny.
So yeah, so that's 10 designs in issue 3. Put them back in my box. I realized, because my microphone is here and I was standing up, Paul was like, quiet loud.
Oh.
So yeah, that's issue 3. you can go to mooritmag.com, and that's where you can pre-order the issues, or there's also a list of stockists, so you can see if there's anybody closer to you. Yeah!
Oh, that's so cool.
And what's great is, I mean, yeah, I guess with issue 3, it's like, I've done a whole year now, and we're on to year 2, basically.
Yeah. Cool. That is so cool. I'm super proud of you, sweetie.
Thanks.
But
And that is it.
where are you hiding samples from issue 4?
In a box right there. The photo shoot's next week. I'll show you later. You, my mother, not you, the audience.
Okay. I was saying.
Did you have any other yarny bits and bobs?
I do. No, I don't have yarny bits and bobs, but I have a quick Nertastic.
Yeah.
So during what is it, the Prime Day, Amazon, they were having they were having a sale on Paramount Plus, the streaming platform. So 99 cents for 2 months. So we got that. So for the last month, not quite. What is today's day? So not quite a month, almost a month. We've been like binging. Well, not quite binging, but we've been watching like all the Star Trek shows that we've missed. So we're like 2 seasons behind on Discovery, 1 season behind on Picard, and then Strange New Worlds we haven't even watched. We didn't, because it just debuted this year. We didn't watch that. So we just finished the 2 seasons of Discovery.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. I really liked that. But we also watched Picard before that, and Guinan is the name of the of Whoopi Goldberg's character. Is called Guinan, but I think she spells it Guinan. So that was when I went,
I see.
So yeah, I had to bring that up so that you gotta have a sort of a Star Trek connection to your sweater, sort of. Nice. Yeah. So the latest season of Discovery, they have 2 trans characters and also a gay couple. So that is representation is good. So I was very happy to see that. Though the gay couple have been part of Discovery since season 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. So that was very I was pleasantly surprised with all that. Yep. Yeah, and thoroughly enjoying.
Yeah, I'm always happy when it's just like, like just slipping in. There's a lot of women. There's a lot of people of color, and we're not gonna make a comment about it. And it's just, it's nice.
Yeah.
Shows just in general.
So we're still watching all the things. Let's see. We have just the last season of Discovery left. I think. No. I forget what we're on. No. We finished it. Your dad's out of town, and we're gonna watch Strange New Worlds when he comes home. That's what it is.
Right. And that's the one that's about
Christopher Pike and the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Pre Kirk, though. I did see on social media that Kirk does show up at the very, very end of the season. So I know that. So I've been spoiled.
I see. So yeah, because I've watched all of Picard and Discovery, but not that one.
Oh, you haven't? Okay, but that's all I have. You don't have anything else?
Well, I guess it's like yarny bits and bobs. I did go to a yarn show. I was vending this past weekend. I wasn't there on the Saturday. I went on the Sunday at Bannock Yarn, which is the first inaugural show. Query Creative is a charity business that's based in Stirling, and they're all about the sort of crafting and mental health benefits of crafting. So they started the show at Bannock Burn House, which is a really cool venue, and they set up this big marquee in the back. The weather on the Sunday, like when I was there, was really nice. And yeah, I'm kind of sad I missed it on the Saturday. I think it was a bit busier on the Saturday, but they had like a food truck and a coffee truck and a little cocktail booth outside in the front. I didn't realize they were going to have cocktails. Like, my goodness, it would have been a great show to go as just a visitor. And then, yeah, the marquee at the back with the vendors, and another tent with, you know, lots of seating under.
Oh,
under
nice, nice.
Cover. So yeah, I think it was a really great first show, and I think they're planning on doing it next year again as well. So if anybody's in the area, definitely look out for that.
Oh, so not too far from you then, right?
Yeah, a little bit trickier on public transport. Like, you can get the train from Edinburgh to Stirling, but Bannockburn's a little bit outside, so you can grab another bus from there. But I would manage to get some lifts, some drives.
Okay.
Some rides.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Yep. Okay. Why don't you do your spiel?
Okay. So you can find the show notes for this episode and every episode on our website, which is kcacypodcast.wordpress.com. Follow us on Instagram, also at kcacypodcast. My personal Instagram is Alyson here, and my mom's is upstate_Viv. You can subscribe and listen and rate and comment and review and thumbs up and like and blah, 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 blah on iTunes, YouTube, and wherever else you listen to podcasts. So thank you for listening.
And remember to keep calm and carry on. Bye.
Bye.